So, hello guys, this is Nitish, and I have Raman with me today, and we are here for a webinar on Android apps, where we'll be teaching you how to make an Android app, you, login sign up Android app using REST APIs. So, Raman, I would like to know, when did you start Android development? I think you mute Raman. Raman, you mute. Yeah. Tell me, when did you start Android development? I think there's some problem.
Hello, am I audible now, Nitish?
Yeah. You're audible, Arman.
Okay, so I actually started Android when I was in first year, around second semester. There were classes going on in the school campus. That's when we started Android. So I guess everyone here has heard about Android. Most of them uses it. And the reason I chose to go in Android development is that because I wanted to build something that I can use on a regular basis. So,
Okay.
what did you thought before going into Android development?
Like basically, I started Android development when I came in my fourth semester, and that was a time I realized that development can be a thing which I can do because CP was a thing which I was trying before that, and I was not too good in it. I was not able to solve much questions and stuff. So I started Android as development because it was related to Java, which when you search on any of the browsers will get what we can develop with Java. You'll get one thing as Android, and Android was pretty fascinating to me because I love a lot working on my mobile phones. I like to have some features in my Android app, so I thought, why not build it for myself? So that
Yes,
was
so
when I started
same motive
building Android app. Yeah, the main motive is to build something which I can use.
which we can use ourselves, right? Right, right.
That's the main motive. Yeah. So yeah, today we are here on behalf of IoT Lab to help you guys understand some basic topics related to Android development and to build a login sign up API, a login sign up app using the APIs which we built in the last webinar itself. You can go and check out it on our uh,
It was a
w-
webinar conducted by our lab members Sanchit
Sanchit and
Hajela
Mohit.
and
Yeah,
Mohit Patel.
yeah. So I would like to answer one of the question, like one guy told, why not iOS? Like, because I don't have an iOS device, so I don't like anything about iOS. Basically, the thing was that,
You
and
even need a Mac for
yeah,
that.
and we need a Mac to develop an iOS.
Mac Developer Edition.
So I don't have it, and if I get a chance in future, like to learn iOS development and have a Mac in my hand to work on it, I'll definitely do that.
Also, like some people ask, why not go for multi-platform frameworks like Flutter or React Native? So the difference is just basic. It is app native. You have the basic control over apps, and there's also a bit more support of Java and Kotlin over Flutter and React Native. That's the main point. It's basically the difference between C and Java.
Yeah, better getting it into it. Nice one. So yeah, let's move on. Let's just start with the part. So I would like to inform you guys that we have already built up our project because whoever has done Android over here will definitely know that building an Android project or Android studio, especially on the laptop which we have from our colleges, it takes a bit of time. So I've already built a project, pre-built it out, giving up a and giving it some drawable files, basically some logos which we'll need. I've just put it down over here already. because these things take a bit of a time in rendering and stuff. See, it is initializing, still it is initializing, it has not built up completely. So I've done some part, just nothing in coding, just added some logos and stuff, nothing else. So yeah, let's just start directly. So coming into wait, let me just show you some my APIs which we are using. Let's just let me just show you that. Yeah, so this will be the two APIs which we'll be using. Staging it. This is slash register is the API for registering a person, and slash sign in is the API for signing in. So let me show you. This is Postman. So I don't know. Would you like to tell them something about Postman?
I guess you should go ahead for Postman because I don't have the access to screen, only the editor part.
Okay, let me tell you about it. So Postman is a software, basically a simple desktop app which we can use to check send request on our APIs, different APIs. Like we have all the options to give it here, and you'll get a receive the response errors, whatever it is, directly over here. You need not to go anywhere else to check it out. And looks like, for me as a developer, I like it a lot. Like I like using Postman because I forget what I myself I have built the API before, and I sometimes forget like what will be the response type, what will be the exact format of the response. So I like to use Postman. Just you'll see in a minute. Let me type in a different data because this is already registered. So I'll keep the password the same and not change the password basically. So this is the API which they build. This is the format of the data input format. This is the model data input model. I'll send a post request on this API, and let's just wait for the response. One sec, let it come. So yeah, this is the response. Like I got my ID, I got the name back, I got the email, and I got a special JWT token, which was talked very well in the last webinar. So if you want to learn about that, you can check it out on Google or in the webinar which we had last week. So yeah, this is the basic API, and to log in, I'll need the email and password. So I'll copy this from here. I'll go to this in the body, and I'll put down the email and password in which I want to log in. So if my login is successful, this will return me. Sorry, my bad. So this will return me the same response which I got on registering. Otherwise, it will not. So let me try that. So yeah, see, it was a instant response. I got the same ID as you can see, 3D114, 3D14, and the same thing itself. So this was basically the Postman part. I'll show you the API. This will be the two APIs which we'll be using. So let's directly dive into AWS, AWS something, Android Studio, and just check it out. Uh, Here we are on Android Studio. Let's just start doing it. Before we go, like I would like to tell you, we'll use a simple architecture which we basically use in developing Android apps, like keeping clean architecture about packages and stuff. So yeah, let me just make a package to start with, which will contain the API part. And before going into it, like we'll be using basically using Retrofit as a handler for the APIs and stuff. First, for that we need to include the dependencies over here in the Gradle plugin. So those dependencies, let me put it down. One sec. I have it over here. So I'm putting down a bit of dependencies. I'll tell you about it in a minute. So these are the dependencies which I put it down. I've commented out what is it used for. This is for the navigation guide because we'll be using a single activity multiple fragment model to build this app. Basically, this keeps the app a bit faster because fragments take a bit less smaller size and activities as a whole. Also, this is the plugins which are used in Retrofit. In that, one is this gsync converter, which will convert the data from objects to JSON format. Also, we have coroutines, which we'll be using for the lifecycle scope and the view model scope in the app later. I'll tell you when we go to it. So let me start syncing it up. This will take a bit because Android Studio is a bit slow.
Okay, meanwhile, we can have the
Yeah, meanwhile,
quiz.
we also have some questions for you guys. We have some squags from our sponsor, which you'll get virtually right now after the event. And once you join in the college, you'll get it directly in your hands. We'll give out a mail to you guys, and you can come and collect it from the lab DL5 IoT lab. Also, before I start the quiz, I'd like to tell you guys like what will the format of answering. If anyone wants to answer, whoever gets the answer, we'll have multiple choice questions over here, and you guys can directly like put down your answers in the chat with your roll number in the start, the kit roll number which you have in the start, and then your option. If your option is D, like for the first answer, if your option is D, you can put down your roll number like -1905622 dash D. And if your answer is correct, the people we have guys from MyTlab in the chat, they'll note it down and you'll get your mail and stuff. So let's just go to the PPT. Here it comes. So this will be your first question. Let me present it out to you. So yeah, who starting with a very simple question of Android, who is the major contributor of Android? I guess many would be able to answer this. Let's just check. So yeah, there is a delay in the stream, so we'll be waiting for a bit so you guys can answer and we can check the chat box. So that's I think that's not the right way I told you. Like write a roll number, then the option like A B C D. You need not write the whole answer. Yeah, I see many of you answering it. Hmm. I guess we got the person who got the right answer. So Armin, should we go to the next question? Like two
Yes.
questions at a time. So would you like to get them through this question? Armin?
So, what kinds of programming does Kotlin support? Oops, your object-oriented programming, procedural programming, both or not.
Like you guys know that we are using a Kotlin nowadays a lot in Android because basically the Android thing is like more into Android.
Well, the hint is Kotlin is kind of a next-gen Java.
Yeah, basically that's it. You can get everything from there. Java is a really good language, has good support, but for Android right now we are using Kotlin because of many more features and stuff. Like we have a lot of features in Kotlin right now. So yeah, these were the two questions right now. We have many more questions and many more swags to give out. The people who are giving the correct answers will note the roll numbers will be noted down and you'll get a mail after the event ends. So yeah, let's move back to understood. I think the process has built synced up. Let me check. Yeah. So we are here. It has already built up. So yes, I made a package named API. So basically, why did I make it? The first thing is I would like to create the login API part, the main API which will contain the retrofit functions, basically, which will have the retrofit functions to call, which will call for the APIs. So yeah, let me just make this will be an interface. Just to inform you, this will be an interface, and I'll give it a name login API because since this is a login API session, you can give any name of your choice. Here it is. Ignore this because this happens because of this, and takes it as a command in Java, and Java or Kotlin as not in, as the main site domain. So yeah, starting with, firstly, so, you have seen it in the Postman. We had both post request. No, we don't have a get request on this API because we don't need any information. We're just posting it out, and if we get a response, we know that we are logged in or registered. So yeah, I'll make two post functions over here. The first post function will be for register. So you see, I have the suggestion post, and ending was register. As you saw, register. This will be the end part of the API. I'll define the base URL very soon. Uh, right after this file, define the base URL. You can see it like why I write only register. I wrote only register over here. So yeah, I'm using a suspend function because I'll be using coroutines in this, as I already informed you guys. And this function will be for register, and basically, let me tell you, like, we'll copy a bit of a code from our own project which we built out before this. Since the code will take a lot of time, so if we write the complete thing, it will take, I will not be able to explain you like the complete part.
See, the
So
main point of this webinar is not to teach you how to code, but to explain what happens behind the code. Why do we write what we write?
so yeah, see, I wrote the body. This is the body which will be sending to the post request, and here I have a error which shows register is not defined. So yeah, I'll have to make this register model. This is a model of what will be the type of data, like in Postman, as I saw you. Let me show you once again the Postman. So this is the Postman, and oh my god, sorry. So this is the Postman. This is the model of the register. Like this is the like it has first name, last name, email, password, confirm password. This is the model and has all type strings. So this will be the model which will be defining inside a package. I'll make a new package over here which will have model. So yeah, this will contain all our models. First is the register model. I'll make a new Kotlin file, and this will be a data class. Since we'll have only data in it, no functions and stuff, we know it beforehand, so we'll make it a data class, which will make our work a bit more easier. We don't have to define any getter, setter, and stuff. Register. So yeah, and this will contain. I'll show you. So this will contain all this, like first name, last name, email, password, and you're thinking why I'm not using camel case over here and confirm password, because as you saw in this API, this confirm password is treated like this in the API part. So this model has to be defined the same way as in the API. So yeah, let's move on. This will now be able to import the register class. Here you see it. Why is the register class having an error? Sure, because of this. Okay, my bad. Yeah. Also, this function will return a response, as we know. My God, why is it? Okay. So this function will return a response, which we saw over here. The response is containing an ID, a name, an email, and a token. So we need to define this as well as a model. So let me do that also, then we'll continue. So this will be a Kotlin file. This will again be a data class over here, and this will be response model. Yeah, this will contain all the four things which we already saw code over there. Again, the same error. So yeah, this, and since this is returning a response, so we're using response over here. See, this is our retrofit provided object like RLS or any other things which you use in Java basically, and this will be of type response model. Here it is. So this is our first basic function which we have built over here. This, when we call this function and send this body to this function, this will return a response if the response is, if the response has some data, then we'll be able to log in. If it doesn't have any data, then we'll not be able to log in. It will stay on the same page. This all we'll be doing in this thing. Also, there's one more post request that I'll show. Just put it down over here to have a look. This is a sign in post request. Let me make the login model too. Yeah. So basically, the login model would look like this. Kotlin class, data model, login. So login has, as you saw, login has only two things. It takes only two things as input: the email and the password, and it sends out the data if it is, if you're logged in, and if you're not, it will not return a null pointer. So yeah, let me just import it over here. So yes, this is what it looks like, the simple login API class interface actually, which we'll be using later on. So yeah, let me define the base URL. You all know the base URL is something which we definitely need. So I'll use a simple util package to store my base URL class, and let's just name this class as constant, simple constant class. Constant, yeah. Let me just get rid of this error. Also, I'll be using companion object over here. There is a type of constructor in Kotlin which defines the base URL as soon as this class is initialized, which will get initialized as soon as the project builds up. So yeah, this is the base URL. Now let me show you what I was talking about. This is the base URL. See, it ends with API slash. So here, API slash will be ending with the register and the sign in. Okay, the sign in is the part which I wrote in this login API class over here, the post request. This is the post request from where I am sending the request. So let me see. Are there any questions on the chat or something? I don't guess so. Yeah, let's move on. Uh, yeah, the next thing is we need to define the retrofit instance. This can be done directly in the main class when you're calling the retrofit call, but I prefer doing this because this create a single instance of the retrofit object in the whole project, and this will not let multiple retrofit calls at the same time. Like this will make a queue of your calls and call it one after another instead of calling multiple instances and crashing the app. So yeah, let me make it retrofit instance. Here it is, retrofit instance. So basically this class contains two things. Let me make a retrofit simple variable, retrofit variable. This will be private so that this is not accessible outside the class, uh, because will have another function that will access it. And I'm defining it by lazy because I don't want like to don't want my app to try to instantiate the retrofit if it doesn't have anything with it. Like whatever it needs to instantiate, it will just check it out first, then it will be instantiating it over here. So retrofit dot builder, let me call the builder. This will build the retrofit instance. I'll provide the base URL over here. This will be basically base URL that I have defined over here. We'll see it in a while. I don't know why it's not coming up. Let me check. I guess I can import. Yeah, see the constant dot companion dot base URL. So this was our class constant. It's companion dot base URL. It came up over here. Also, I'm adding the converter factory, which I already wrote JSON. I'm using JSON as a converter factory which are a good support for Android right now. JSON converter factory dot create. Let me create it, and I'll build this retrofit instance. The build functions is already there. We can build it, and for like since I've defined it private to call it globally or to call it in any other file, this instance I need to create a variable that will be able to call it out. So I'll define another val API of type login API. So yeah, basically what I'm doing here, I'm creating an API of type login API. The interface which I created over here, I'm creating it over here, and inside this I'll use this retrofit class to call basically call the main API. I'm also defining it by lazy over here. Let's just do this and retrofit. The retrofit is that retrofit. See, you see the color change of this. Let me remove this. It will be non-colored. When I once use it, it will be colored up. It will color, and let me create this retrofit. To create this, you need to give the class of what type you are creating. So I'm using the login API class.java. So here it is. Oh, okay, nice. So Armin,
Yes, Nitish.
yeah, would you like to go off with some layouts, like help them build
Uh, yeah,
the
I guess you
layouts? Which,
should just push the code one so that I will have the access.
huh? Yeah, let me. Yeah, just telling you that we are connected, or maybe you can do it in my system. No, they're on live.
No, I only have the access of the editors I have, so you have to push the ones you created.
Oh, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Let me just commit and push it up. So guys, we are using Git Live as so that we can both code it at the same time. And as you know, like since to do this, I need to push the code up to him. Only then he'll be able to access all the whole code. So yeah, I guess it is pushed up. See, check it out once.
Okay.
Tell me what you're doing. Just I'll change the screen accordingly. Or maybe let me just make 2 3 fragments. Wait. So basically, to show up what we are making up, let me make a package, the UI package. This will contain the UI part, and on this I'll make 3 fragments. The first one will be login. The next one will be register, and the last one over here I'll make it up a home fragment on which will show the data which is returning back from the API call, the response basically. I'll name it a home. So yeah, basically we have it. Alright, this error will not leave us. Yeah, I have it over here. I think I need to push this back up now.
Yeah.
I can just commit and push at the same time now. Do you get it?
Let me pull it. Yeah, I got it.
So basically, what will the first file you're making out? Login or the register?
Let's make register first.
Okay, I'll open up the register fragment for this people on the stream to check what you're doing. I'm not able to see a cursor.
Can you see the changes right now?
No. In which fragment are you making it? Are you making it in the
I'm in the register fragment right now.
layout?
Register fragment.
Register fragment. The layout or the Kotlin file? Are you in the
Kotlin.
Kotlin file? I just make out the layout. Leave the Kotlin file right now. Let's just make out the layout first.
Okay, then let's make layouts.
Because to do anything further, we need the layout because we need to trigger the sign in button, the register button, and stuff.
That is right.
Are you there on the register fragment?
I guess you can now see the changes I'm making.
Uh, I'm not like inside the fragment register to XML, you know.
Yep.
I'm not seeing any changes over here. Yeah, now I'm able to see you. Now I'm able to see you. Yeah.
Okay, okay, fine then. That's cool. So well, let's first add a few text views for the work.
Okay, I think you need to push it out. Then only I'll be able to see. Oh shit! Why this is this so? Yesterday when you're doing it, it was not like that. Maybe I think something has gone wrong. Let me do it. Let me do it. I think people on the stream will not be able to see if you do it now.
Okay, so you can't see what I'm typing.
No, I can't. I can't.
I don't know, maybe because we are streaming alongside, that's why it's not.
Oh wait, let me tell you. I'll be able to see now. Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be able to see now. Just do it. Are you changing? Hello.
We were in fragment register, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now I can see your file. I got it.
Think there's some problem. Let me do it. Let me just do it.
You should do that for, I guess.
Let me just do it. I'll use scroll view in this because you all know when we are doing a login, the screen must move up accordingly with the keyboard coming up in any of the Android. So I'm just using a scroll layout over here, scroll view layout. So yeah, I'll put down the code and explain you what I have done in the code. I'll not be typing the whole code because the UI part is a bit lengthy. It will take a lot of time if I code it out. Yeah, let me just import this. So yes, this is the layout. Let me show you a bit closer. So yeah, basically I put down the logo of IoT Lab. Says this app is being built to work by IoT Lab, so I put it down over here. You can put the logo of your app, any the app which you are in. Then I have use text input layouts instead of using edit text or anything. I use text input layout. This is already a Google pre-built input text, which has a lot of features like this icon over here. It has pre-built everything. this drawable I start icon drawable, I put it down over here. You can define that input type like text. I have put in this. In the last name I also have text, and then in email I'll show you. Let me show you in the email part. So basically text email address, this will help us input only email addresses in this. If it is not there, then it will show error. Then in password, this will hide your password while entering. So this is the layout which I'll be using. And after that I have the register button over here. And if you are already registered and by chance you came on this page, and you can get back to the login page if you are already registered. See, I'll show you that too. I guess I can show that. I'll show you once I launch the app. I think this is not pretty nice right now. So this is the basically the register fragment, and let me just put down the code for the login also. Uh, Before if anyone says like why we're copying the code, just to tell you again, like we're copying this code just to save time. Otherwise, we'll not be able to explain anything. I will be only coding the whole session. So I don't want to do that. Let me do this starting part, the padding. I like to use 24 dp. Like, Arun, what do you like to use the mainly the padding of your screen?
For some weird reason, it always gives satisfaction to use it in multiples of 8 or something.
I don't know why, because I like to use 24 a lot. I never use 16. Some guys I see use 16. Sometimes guys use. Many of my friends use like 10. I like to use 24. Like it fits the screen so nice, na. Like it's not too big, not too small. So I like to use 24 a lot. So yeah, the same thing goes for like I have an image, then two text same text input field, and a sign in button and register button here to send you back to the register fragment. Now coming to the home fragment, this is a simple fragment which is detailed, which will show you the response which comes out from the API call. Let me just fill this up too bit quick. This will be a linear layout, and yeah, for the background I'll use the IoT blue. Like I have defined this IoT blue in my color.xml file over here. This is the blue which we use as in IoT lab a lot. So I love it,
Also,
and
like
I'm
since
using it.
Nitish was just talking about what DP they use, so there's a difference between DP and SP. DP, the one we mostly use is density independent pixels. So it doesn't actually depend on your device how much the pixels will it leave. Like he said, 24 is just accurate. It is accurate on all devices because it is independent of the particular mobile's screen density. Otherwise, you are mentioning it in inches or millimeters. That can vary over device to device, right?
Yeah, very nice point. I just forgot to tell about that. Thank you, Araman. So yeah, we have the three layers. This will have the response, the ID, the name, the email, the token, same as the one which we had over here. The ID, the first name, the email, the token. I changed the first name as name in this part, but yeah, while in the model, I'll show you the response model once again. Here I have it written as first name, so I'll accept the first name. If I write it as a name, it will return a null because there's nothing as name in the response. So yeah, this is a bit of setup of the UI part. Coming out to the main function. This main function. Let me tell you something more in this. So yeah, will be using a simple linear layout instead of this constraint layout because we just have a fragment on this, which will contain all these three files. I'll remove this and I'll put down the fragment part over here. So yeah, right now you'll see that this shows an error because there's nothing as at the navigation graph. I'm using a navigation graph in this uh, to control my fragments and stuff. So let me just create it real quick, just using Android Studio pre-built features to do stuff. So yeah, here we have it, a bit quick than I expected. Yeah,
Yeah,
from
sometimes
this.
miracles happen.
So I'll add all the three fragments which I have. So using fragments sometimes before using navigation graph, I used direct coding to use fragments, and yeah, it was a bit tough for me to use fragment. But after using navigation graph, I now like to use a fragment a lot. Right? Most of my apps contain fragments instead of activities now. I work on fragments a bit more than activities because it makes my app faster and it is easier to use. You'll see how easily you can control the fragments. So yeah, so I'll connect the list fragment to register, because from register now you'll get from list to register fragment. Also from login button on the register, I get back to the login. And after you log in, if you log in, you'll have to go to the home. And if you also register, you'll have to directly go to the home. Once you, because register will help you log in at the same time. So I'm setting this up in the navigation graph, you see. And now this should pop up the home fragment. No, this should not pop up the home fragment. So yeah, this is a problem. Let me change it. So yeah, the start destination is home fragment, but I'll change this to the login fragment basically, because I want the login to come up first. As in any app, we'll have a chance to log in instead of registering or directly going to the home. So yeah, this is it about navigation graph and setting up the home fragment. Also for the for this navigation to work, you'll have to write a bit of code in the home activity itself. So let me just show you that. This part. So this is a bit of a code which you have to write just to set up your navigation controller and everything. So this will show me error. Let me import all these things. Once I import everything up, this should go. Okay, set it up. Nav controller, find nav controller. Okay, so yeah. Also, I'm putting up the function for, like, I'm changing a bit. Like, navigation graph already provides a support for like going back to before fragments, but I'm changing it a bit to be a bit more faster. That's it, nothing else. This code doesn't mean anything else. Like, I'm just modifying it for myself. You can guys can skip this part also. Like, it's already override function, so you can skip it out. So yes, this is it. Now let's move on. Next thing, well, let's come back to the API. Next thing which you need to create is a
I guess we
repository.
can have some questions first.
Yeah, I forgot. So basically, this is a normal coder tendency. When you get into coding, you forget about anything else. Yeah, the third
Hmm.
question for you guys. I'll have three, four questions this time, like instead of giving two. So yeah, so the third question: are all the classes in Kotlin default? Like, what is the default?
State of the
You can
classes.
state or privacy type of the classes. You can just give out your roll numbers and the options, nothing else. Like, they don't write the complete thing or public or final or sealed, whatever it is. Just give out your roll number and then the options. I'll wait for a while for some answers, maybe. So I see some answers on the chat. I'll not tell if you are correct or wrong. The moderators in the chat will take care of noting down your roll numbers if you are correct. So yeah, let's move on. Armin, continue with it.
Okay, so next question. What among these can be used to handle null point exceptions? I guess if some of you has already used Android a little good way, then only you can do this.
So I see people answering the previous question.
Yes, actually they can get confused. I guess we should have.
No, the thing is delay will be for like our voice will also go with, together with the question. I think that's not a problem.
Right.
So yeah, I see some answers pouring up. Nice. Hmm.
I guess
Okay.
we can
Yeah,
move to
let's
the
move
next.
on. Let's move on.
You
So yeah,
ask.
fifth question for you guys. Android OS was initially meant to be used. Yeah, this was a question which I got asked in one of my interviews, and yeah, I didn't knew it at that time. So it might help you guys if you do. Even if you don't know the answer, maybe if you give the answer, just try to Google it out after the session or sometime later because this might help you if you're doing Android and if you want to get a job in Android specifically, then you'll have to know this where it all started from. So yeah, we all started Android because we wanted to build something in our mobile itself. But yeah, Android was built something for something in
Entirely
the past.
differently.
Yeah, here's a hint. So we tell that
That
entirely
were the
differently. So
answer actually.
yeah, we mark out one or two things from the options itself. So yeah, let's see. Moving on to the next question. Oh, this question, Arman. Go on.
Hmm. What is APK? First of all, if some of you haven't heard what is APK, then damn man, how are you living in an engineer's life?
APK is something which we all use, like especially modern APKs. Engineering life
That
is
is
something.
what is APK.
APK stands for modern things, like whatever you want, you can get it easy peasy. So yeah. Also, I'd like to tell you guys when you now before like I guess 6 to 8 months back when you post your Android app on Play Store, they used to accept your release APK, but now it has changed. Uh, Yeah, Sanchit is here with a question. Any alternatives or APK? That's what I was telling about. There's a lot. There's a APK bundle now, like Android bundle, which we can create while signing our APK and a project basically, and it provides AB file, and that is uploaded on Play Store now, not the APK file. APK is just used for transferring between uh, us, like we do basically, getting
For not
premium
for
apps.
legal purposes.
Yeah. Let's go over two more questions right now. Then we'll go back to coding. Okay, this is something nice. Arvind,
Okay.
Android license. I don't think so
I,
much.
I hope you people know what a license is. I mean, as in software terms.
Hmm.
Also, that MIT is not MIT. Okay, college नहीं है वो.
Hi. Just to inform that MIT is not a college. That's a part of license. Like you can get a different type of license. It's one of them. I see some answers in the chat. Nice. So the last question for now. Back to Android. Back to Android coding. Which are following as not a method of Android lifecycle. Yeah, this is one of the question which you can get in your interviews, especially when you're trying for internship. They'll definitely ask one question that
Android life cycle.
Yeah, let's move on now. I guess we are running a bit late on time, so I'll speed up the coding part. Let me just close all the tab up here, and yeah. So yeah, I was talking about repository. So yeah, we'll making a repository which will have the which will contain all the functions that we can directly call. I know I've told like we can call it directly, but yeah, creating a repository is a good architecture. Like it'll have all your functions at one place. Yeah, I'll make up a Kotlin class, name repository, easy peasy. And let me just copy up the code because we're running a bit late on time now. I'll send you the repo of this once we are done. Don't think that will not get it. We'll get everything once. Okay, so see now response is having OK HTTP 3 and retrofit 2. I'll use a retrofit 2 type because I'm using retrofit right now, not an HTTP model here. What? I'm not getting retrofit instance. Hello. Okay, I named it a bit wrong. Sorry, my bad. Instead of retrofit, I made it a retrofit. That was my part wrong. Yeah, I imported over here. Now it's done. And when it comes to login, I'll import that too. So yeah, this is the report directory. This is a simple function which will have accept a register model and give out a response and response model and call up retrofit instance.api. This second let me open retrofit instance. This is the class. This is the API. Oh, it's a singleton object actually, not a class overall. I'll call the API part and then I'll call the sign in. This API contains the login API. So let me go to login once, just clearing it a bit fast. So yeah, you can have the sign in part over here. This is have register and sign in. So this is it. Moving on. So basically I think we made a bit everything right now and just let's move to the main coding part. So yeah, in Fragment, I don't need these things. This
So I guess there are some questions in the chat.
okay. Let's just answer those. What are those? Go on.
How how a web developer can go to app development? For that, we need someone who has experience in web development, and that is not me.
Let me answer this for you guys. So yeah, I started my development as Android developer. Yeah, but I have a bit knowledge about web because I once wanted to build my own portfolio site, so I did it. So yes, this when you're going up for web development, basic thing you need to be yeah. One is thing you can go on Flutter and React. Yes, our lab guys are like Flutter React. You can go with it, but if you're going to native, then you need to have some knowledge, basic knowledge about Android, and then you need to shift to Kotlin a bit because Android and Java is just native. That's everywhere, and you can use it ever ready. But yeah, Kotlin makes code a bit more easier to build and easier to code. So yeah, you can move
No,
on to
like
Kotlin.
Kotlin is the future. Google is now officially supporting Kotlin only.
So yeah, you can use Kotlin a lot now. Yeah, so starting with the language, yeah, you can start with Java because if you don't know Java, it will be a difficult part to go to Kotlin. I guess so because I started my programming with Java and then I shifted back to Kotlin. It was quite easy to shift now because you need know the basics and you just need to shift it up.
No, but if you haven't, like you don't have any knowledge about Java, then you should start with Kotlin only, I guess. There is no
Maybe
reason to do it double.
that's just choice, I guess.
It depends. Like
Yeah,
I started with Kotlin, he started with Java, so that's the difference.
and we both are building Kotlin at last, so you can go with anything. Java is something that I use basically in DSS, so I love it. And Java can be
Uh,
supported in
the-
clouds also,
yes, like
building
the main
APIs stuff.
advantage of Java is it is literally everywhere. People say that it is old and all that, but still it is everywhere. You can use it everywhere. Cloud, app, web, everywhere.
And everywhere means everywhere. There's nothing, a single thing which can do with Java. Like you can do it everywhere right now. Most of the big companies are using Java itself. So yes, back to coding. So yeah, I'm here in the register fragment. So let me just tell you, this is the on create view. This function will be called when the view of this fragment is created inside the main activity. Since we are calling it inside the main activity, so it will wait till its view is created. Okay, one thing I forgot to make, the view models. Armin,
Yes.
would you like to tell them about view models? Till then, I'll make up some code for the view models. Then I'll explain it later. Tell them about view models, maybe.
I guess they can just hang in for a minute until write the code because it will be better if you explain while coding.
Okay, I'll code it down. You just go through explaining. Okay.
Okay.
I guess you can see me coding now.
With a delay on YouTube.
Okay. No, I guess you have direct access also right now.
That is the problem. Like I cannot see you. That's the problem we are figuring out, right?
Okay.
It is not live. I can see it, but it is not live. That is the
Wait,
problem
give
I'm
me a
having.
sec. I'll share you my screen on Meet. You can just see me there. I guess now you'll be able to see me nicely.
Okay.
You able to see now?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll just put down the code. Go on with the explanation, I guess.
Yeah, you should continue.
So yeah, just and let give me a sec. I'll just import these things. I don't know why my auto import is not working. Android Studio fucks up at the most important time. I need it not to fuck up. My bad. For that, I'll just figure it out for this. Yeah. So let me explain you this class. This is the main view model class, which has an input as a repository. This is the repository that I told you. I made this functions just to make my part a bit easier. Otherwise, I have to get different functions directly in this view model. So I made this class repository class just to make my work a bit more easier, and I extended the view model over here. This is a pre-built Java class, as you can see it. Also have two variables. These are public variables, which are basically mutable live data. Mutable live data is something which can change over the time instead of live data, which comes at which you takes a bit of time to change up whatever is inside. This will instant change up whenever there's a change on response. Okay, so yeah, this function register, it accepts a register type of model which we have already built. And yeah, coming to coroutines, I use the view model scope over here. So yeah, view model scope is something which has its life only till the scope is only till the coroutine is live, or maybe only till the view model is live. After the view model ends up or destroys itself, the scope will close itself and this function won't work. So here what I'm doing, I'm calling the register function from the repository and storing all its value in my response and my register response. Same goes with the sign in part. Nothing else basically. So yes, come also we need to make one more part in the view model, that's a view model factory. This is something which will help us in building much more easier, might make our code a bit more easier instead of just giving the whole, like, what I can say, And in the if I explain the pressure पूरा एक जगह ना डालने के बजाय multiple जगह split कर रहे हैं हम लोग यहाँ पे. That's it. Nothing more than that. So yeah.
Yeah, like that is the basic of architectures, you know. We can have all this code in one or two activities, that's all. But we split it to make it easy for someone else to use your code to develop it further.
Also, that will help me change anything in the future if I want, like a bit faster than I would do if everything is put down in a single file. So yeah, this is what it is. And now coming back to register fragment, let's start the main part. We are running a bit late right now. So yeah, I've just put down a bit more code. No, let me just put down this part. The global variables. So yeah, these are some global variables which we have. I have defined my view model variable. Then the text field layout. These are the four layouts which we have, which we're accepting. No, I guess there are five. Yeah, I forgot one. What that is what? Where is the confirm password? So yeah, the five parts which you're accepting. Also, I'll change this to view because I need to use it. So yeah, uh, just give these variables which I have defined above. Let me just give them their values. So yeah, I'm using view which is the main fragment register. I'm using the find view by ID function. You can use view binding also. Beforehand, we were able to use Kotlin extensions directly, but yeah, Google depreciated it last month, so now we can't be using it anymore. That made our life a bit
Like
more
that is
hell.
a characteristic of Android development. Everything is deprecated as soon as there is a better version for it.
And yeah, that is why I need to update your code like every one or twice. That's it. uh, so right now I'm using, oh sorry, wait, let me not put this part right now. I'll put it afterwards. So yeah, let me just define my view model. Shared preferences is something which I would like Armin to explain after we do this part. Okay, I'll just import these. I'll just import this. So yeah, this is a simple way of defining a view model. Basically, you create a variable of your repository, then the view model factory with which you'll send up the repository, and it has an override function that will create the repository for view model factory and the repository for you. And coming back to this, then we define the view model provider with the owner. This fragment is the owner of the view model, and the view model factory which we have defined over, and we'll get it out from view model class. Now the fun part, maybe fun for someone, maybe not, but yeah, fun part for me basically. This. So yeah, what I'm doing here, I'm getting the register button which I had in my fragment. I'm just setting a on-click listener to it, and if input, this input valid function. So I'll tell you this too. Let me just put it down once. You see a lot of error right now. Once I put everything down, everything will be gone. So yeah, this is the input function which is getting the first name, last name, email, password, and confirm password, and checking if it is not null. Like if it is null, it will put down an error on the text field itself. This is why we're using text layout, text input layout instead of edit text. You can put error. You can't put errors over there. So yeah, this will put down the errors. I'm doing this. Then I'm making a object of the register model to send it to my register function, the API call. So this view model is helping me to go through the API call directly. instead of calling the repository and getting the data myself and doing that stuff, the view model will do that part. And the view model will actually be live even if this fragment closes up. The view model will be live till the application closes. So we don't have to give the API call again and again in order to get the data. Not in this. Basically, you can get a lot of data. We'll need sometime need to have the data till everything goes off. Even if your app screen changes, if you change the orientation of the screen, the thing is the activity rebuilds, but the data will be still there. So this is the part of shared preferences. I'll tell you this a bit later, not right now. So yes, this find nav controller. Let me just import here. So let me tell you, like when you call this my response, this will observe this my response from my view model, which I'll tell you. This response register response mutable live data. This will observe it with this activity, which is with the main function and the observer. This will return a response, and I'm checking if the response is successful. If it is not successful, I'll directly give out unable to log in. And if it is successful, I'm just putting down the response in a log cat. Also, if the response code is 200, then only I'll response code 200 means accepted or maybe successful. Uh, Even if the response is successful, it might give the response code 4000 like internal server error or maybe bad gateway, anything else. So this is a good check. So it will only go to the next fragment only if you're logged in. If you're not, you'll not go to the next fragment or the next activity. So this is it. This is something, I guess. Now coming to shared preferences. That I'll put down one more thing. The thing, if you're already if you don't have already registered and you're going to go back to login. So see this. Have this. I'm getting the login register thing from my fragment, which I already showed. Let me show you once again. Where's my fragment? This is the fragment. So this text view. This text view over here in the bottom. Where is it? Yeah, this login. When you click on this, I'm just transferring the control back to the login fragment, nothing else. So yeah, now let's come to the shared preferences. Arvind, I would like to tell you something about the shared preferences.
Okay, so shared preferences are basically a library in Android which you can store small amounts of data instead of using a whole database for that. You can use it to store like your email ID password as we are going to do in this one. You can The advantage of it is basically you don't have to set up a whole database to use it, and it can work between activities. Like you can save in one and use it in another.
Like
That's what
it
basically it is.
saves the data even if your app closes. Like it is still there when you reopen your app.
Yeah,
So you
like
don't have to log in again and again if you once log in your app and save data in shared
you
preferences.
can consider it as an single array mini database type thing.
Yeah, so a data set
It
maybe if you are
it
aware
uh,
with
it,
Python.
it stores the data in like key value pairs, like dictionaries in Python.
So yeah, basically for the shared preferences, I've made this variable shared preferences. It uses the activity, not the fragment. So I give it the required activity. I'll get the shared preferences. I'm naming it details. This maybe you can consider it as a table name, and the context will be private because I don't want anyone else outside the coding to access this up. So yeah, and I'm making editor which can edit the shared preferences. Also, using the editor, I'm putting out key value pairs. See the ID and the response ID, response.body.id. Same goes with name. Same goes with email, and same goes with the token. Okay, this
Okay,
is
yep.
it. Let's move to
But at
login.
last,
Yeah,
just Nitish,
what?
don't forget to use the editor.apply and editor.commit. It's
Yeah.
like
This is
SQL, right?
yeah.
It's the
So
same
in
in SQL.
any other database, you'll have to commit your things up to save it for the further. Like this will, if you don't do this, it will save. But when you close your app, that will go off. So yeah, you'll have to use this. What does the array this problem do? I guess they need to figure out something else for this now. So I'm removing the unnecessary code. I only need the on create view. I don't need this all functions which Android gives it. I don't know why, but yeah, it gives it. So yeah, I put down this same thing, the global variables, nothing else. The view model and the two input fields. Also, I'll change this return to a variable. So now coming in. Also, we stored when we registered, we stored the thing in our shared preferences. So before login and whenever you come and open app, we don't want to see the login screen before checking out if you have already registered or logged in before. So what I'm doing it uh, before inflating. Uh, Let me just do one thing over here. Yeah, this one. Before inflating the layout, before even showing the layout on the screen, I'm just calling the shared preferences and I'm getting the string ID from it. I know I've already stored this ID part over here. If I've stored it, that means all the data will be there. And if I get ID not null, so what I'm doing, I'm directly transferring the control to the home fragment instead of like showing this login fragment on the screen. Also, I'm putting a delay of 2 seconds in the lifecycle scope. This lifecycle scope will uh, be there till the time this comes up, till the time this fragment is there. After this fragment is destroyed, it will go off. So I'm using a lifecycle scope to put a delay of 2 seconds. It's 2000 milliseconds. So yeah, 2 seconds. Also, let me define the variables, the email, the password, and define my editor, which I'll need to edit once I log in. If you uninstall the app and install it, you need not to register to save your data and shared preferences. So you can directly log in and save it up. And this is pretty much same. The login button set on click listener. So yeah, the login button set on click listener will check if your inputs are safe. The function for that is over here. Let me just put it down. So this is a pretty much same function, but this time I'm expecting only the email and the password, nothing else. And this will check up and create a login model to send to the sign in function in the view model. Again, it will observe the my login response mutable live data, and this will check if response is successful. It will log out the response and put down everything in the shared preferences. After applying and committing, I'm checking out the code. If it's 200 only, then I'll put it down. Otherwise, I'll put down unable to log in toast. Also, if you click on the register button, it will get back to the register if you have not registered yet, which is there in the XML. Let me show you that also once more. Here, the register now. Let me zoom in. This is register now. So yeah, this is it about login. Nothing more. Like this is pretty much same as that. Coming to home, this is a bit more easier. Just need to show the details from the shared preferences, nothing else. So let me just define the local variables over here. Import this thing, and now coming to the view. So yeah, just let me put that down. I'll tell you what I've done. So yeah, here I'm just taking out the data from shared preferences. See, I'm defining shared preferences variable. Then I'm defining all the different text views with the exact ID, and then I'm putting out the value. See, id.set text ID. This will be added, and from the shared preferences, I'm getting the string exclamation ID, and this -1 I put it down over here. Sorry, I put it down over here just because If there's a null value in shared preferences by chance, then it will show -1 instead of crashing the app. So this is just a simple thing to do, just to let not your app crash. That's it, nothing else. So yeah, I guess we are done, pretty much done with it.
Don't forget the quiz.
My bad. Yeah, before going any further, let's just finish some quiz. So yes, let's just move on. I'll put down a bit more questions than this time.
It's already 6:22.
Yeah, I just do it very fast. Which are the following callback methods that are invoked in system during the life cycle, in the activity life cycle? I'll just wait. Let me put down the question number this time. Like it will be easier for everyone. Question 9. Answer question 9 from here. I put it on a bit fast, I guess. The screen is not yet up. Hmm. Okay. So yeah, once the college opens up, I guess everyone will be much more ready to for more quizzes like this. Like these quizzes are much better in offline mode than in online modes. Yeah, I get to know it myself now. So yes. Also, I'd like to inform you guys, like, you can take a screenshot of the session, tag me, RMN, or maybe just IoT Lab Kit on Instagram. Make your account public so that we can retag you back. That will also help you earn some swags. Random people from there will have some swags, which will be given out. So yeah, moving up to the next question. Armin, please.
Which of the following method is used to handle what will happen after we click on a button? I guess that's an easy one.
Hmm. Let's see what our friends have to say about it.
There are
Okay.
different types of answers for
Yeah,
that
I
too.
see.
Okay.
I see a lot of different type of answer. My God. Let's move to the next question. No problem with it. What is a library of map view in Android? Yeah,
I guess you
this.
skipped the question number 10. Okay,
No.
let's continue this one. No issue.
Okay, I'm a bit slow. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. Bro, this deal is.
Yeah, it does confuse.
It's confusing me. Sorry, guys. Let's just wait for the answers. 11. I'll not put down a question number now. I'll do it. Yeah, let's move on to the 12th question. What is Android Jetpack? Yeah, this is something new. I myself have not used it. Arman, did you use Android Jetpack till now?
A little in the tutorials.
I have not tried it yet. Yeah, because I don't know why, but I'm a
Yeah,
bit
I
more
guess
okay with
the thing with Android that you can't actually use everything that Google throws up.
when you sit down using everything. You'll not be able to go on with
Make
your
anything.
yeah. You'll not be able to complete a courses for the college itself. How will you put down everything in a project? Yeah, let's move on. Life cycle again. I guess I have a lot of questions from activity life cycle now.
And that is actually the like most asked topic in interviews.
Yeah, that's true. So let's have one more question on life cycle. Foreground activity now. This is not for background. Just to remind you guys, no background, just foreground thing. So the life cycle of a foreground, not the background thread. So this is one of the questions. I guess you guys will be able to answer this till now. Let's move on. Okay, here comes the tricky one. The API. What is the full form of the API?
I guess anyone with a little experience in development can tell that.
I'll not give any hints on this because the people who attended the last session will definitely know this. I'll not give any hints on this. So, yeah, I'll give you guys a bit time to answer this up. Hmm. Moving on. Oh, nice. This one. So yeah, major contributor is something which people like to ask in interviews or maybe anywhere. Like when you're using something, you need to know you should know the major contributor. So as in for Android, Retrofit also has its own major contributor. So let's see who knows this one. So when did you come to know about the major contributor of Retrofit?
When I realized that people ask about this,
Yeah, basically, that was for me too. Like I didn't know that we need to know the major contributors.
yeah, but like it's like you will know them once you start to use them because eventually you will be opening the docs and all those things. So you will know who is actually using them.
Yeah, yeah. Documentation is something which everyone should start using instead of just referring to YouTube videos because sometimes basically on Android, I'll tell you, if you're referring a YouTube video, you'll not be able to complete up your project if the video is uh, older than 3 months. You'll have some of the error. You will have something or the other errors with yourself.
Weirdly true.
So that's true. Let's move on. Another question for you guys. How can we stop the services in Android? Okay. So yeah, this is used a lot, but we're not using it in our project because we don't want to stop any processes going in the background.
It's basically will be used when you will be threading and all those things.
Yeah, no, I'm not using much of threads. I'm just using scopes to call in different functions. That's it.
I guess we had a question about that too, right? Scopes and threads.
Ah, yes. So yeah, someone in the chat asks a question. What is the R logo on the screen? I don't know. Would you like to tell you something about that?
I guess you know the sponsors better.
Maybe more. But yeah, this is our, as in this webinar is brought to you by Ramvey Healthcare Private Limited. It's a medical company. Maybe they're, I don't think they have their medicines up yet, yeah, but you'll see their name and everything coming up in a bit soon future. So they sponsored this, and the swags which you're getting, it's all from that side. IoT Lab, we are a student based club, so we don't have much amount to like give out, so we have sponsors like them to help us out. So yes, let's move on. What is coroutines used for? Oh my god, I guess I answered this while talking about coroutines.
That's what I was asking. Like we have a question on that.
Oh my
That-
god.
That's good actually. Let's see who is actually paying attention.
Yeah, that will help us know. I already answered this question pretty well right before two or
I
three
would like to
questions.
see who is not answering it correctly.
Yeah, we'll have some special swags for them, I guess. Let's see. I'll wait for the answers.
And unfortunately, it's not an offline thing.
Yes. Moving on, like I have been. I guess this will be a question right now. I'll not the questions right now. I'll put up more questions afterward. So, what are the languages you need to write code in Android development? This is something which someone who has a bit more knowledge about updates in Android would be knowing very nicely. So yeah,
You really like to give away two good hints, right?
yeah, I like to because no one gives it to me. No one wants to give it to me, so I give it out.
We need swags.
swag side, that's not what swag. Like, I'm not getting a swag.
That's the problem, right?
I'm not getting any swags. Sponsors, hello. If you can give us some swags, please. Okay, let's move on. I guess now. Let's get back to our Android Studio. So yeah, this I guess the project setup and coding part is over. Let's just try running it. If there's some error, we'll come to know.
I hope everyone is familiar with what an emulator is.
Just give them a bit knowledge about it. Arman?
You should run it. Let them see first. Okay, just tell me in the chat who knows about what an emulator is.
Yeah, let's just see who knows it. Who can explain it in a brief sentence? I don't know what was that. What was that? I don't know. Maybe some background noise. Let's ignore it. So yeah, I was talking about building. So this will take a bit of a time. I don't know why I did not build it beforehand. I was asking you questions. I would have done it. It would be easy, but yeah, I forgot to do that. Sorry for the inconvenience right now. I guess we can have one or two more questions. Let's just finish this question part.
Okay, let's ask one more.
Yeah, I think we should. Let question. Oh, one more
In
coroutine
which
thing.
language do you?
One more coroutine stuff. I'm not giving much more hint about this, so I'm not giving it out now. Let it be. I'm not getting any swags. I'm agree.
Uh, I guess we did talked about this a little bit in the
Yeah,
coding part.
but not completely, maybe. Or maybe completely. Let's see. I'm just confusing you guys out. Give answers on your own instincts.
Instincts. So you are sure that no one actually knows it, right?
Instincts, I mean to say about a knowledge and your whatever your mind says, not just random anything. Guesses. Maybe guesses work sometimes. Like a student of the year. I don't know how many of
Yeah.
you guys have watched that. I had watched
Guesses
it.
do work, except in exams.
Yeah, especially in model, kit model. Yeah, this is it. Let me get back to Ender Studio now. It's still building. Oh my god, this Ender Studio.
This is normal.
I'll just tell the time till this goes up. Armin would like to tell something about ACL. Like,
ACLA, yeah. I guess some of you might already know about it. Android Components Library. It's a project by IoT Lab. It is basically like we you saw we are using a lot of different UI components here. We used the edit text input layout, which had the feature, as Nitish said, special feature of displaying different errors and having an icon on the side. So like components like these, we have collected them, everyone in the IoT lab and some people from outside, as it is an open source project. You can check it on GitHub. So basically, it is a collection of the UI components we use in Android. It also has code in it, and probably we have also updated with the copy button for the code. Uh, I'm not
I guess
sure.
this
I'm
will
not sure it is purposed on the Play Store yet or not.
no, no, that will get updated in like next month, I guess, with some
Okay.
more components. We're working on it.
So yeah, basically what it can help you with it, you can check out new components. Even I was not aware of many of them, those components. and you can it will be easy to see what they will look like after you implement. Was the basic motive of our behind building the app.
So yeah, we're talking about components a bit more. The it's an open source project too. Just to inform you guys, it's an open source project on IoT Labs GitHub. You can just go check it out. You have some component which are not there. Follow the exact architecture which is defined, which is provided in the app. If you go through the same path and you put it down everything nice, you put down a pull request, we'll check out, and if everything is good to go, if it is good to go and nice, we'll put it down in the next update on. You can put that down in a resume that we have contributed and this, and my app has on Play Store and stuff. So that will be nice for you guys. So yeah, for the GitHub repo, let me post the link for the GitHub repo of ACL. Till the time this builds up, I don't know why it's taking so long. This is such a small project. Yeah, basically one of my friends was asking me 2 days ago why not a lot of people are going into Android development. So yeah, here's one of the reasons. You have to wait a lot. I basically utilize
But
my,
again, the point is that we need to make something that we can use, and that's what like Android gives us.
yeah, and basically I have my YouTube on every time when I'm building an Android app. So whenever things like this take time, I finish up one video, or like 2, 3, 5 minutes short videos and stuff. So like, that's utilization of time instead of just waiting, sitting down and waiting. Right now I'm talking to you guys. That's the utilization of time. So yeah, the Gradle build finished finally. I got the message popped up. Waiting for the emulator to come up. Yeah, the emulator is up. Let me get it on the screen. One sec.
So I'll give you something. Emulator is basically, did we already talk about it?
No, we did not, and I did not get any response in the chat too. I don't know what, but
Right. Okay, Nitish also provided the link for the ACL app.
say this is the emulator. The app is getting installed. So now it's quite obvious. It's an Android device on your system with some limited features.
But it's like good for testing purposes. You don't need to use your phone for that now.
Basically, when something you are testing something which needs to work with the hardware, you don't want
Then
your
you need your
original device to get hampered. Especially when I was working something with Bluetooth, I tested on emulator a bit. Then I came to know that when you have to go a bit more advanced in YouTube, you can't. So yeah, this app is up. Let's just dive into this. We'll talk more a bit later. So yeah, this is the logo. This is the image. So yeah, basically now let me show you the error thing. If I press sign in right now, this should not do anything. Instead, it show cannot be empty error like this. Like this is the reason why I like a lot this text input layout field. Has such a nice UI. It looks so nice. Password, when I click password will go up over here. It will have everything. But the password when I type it, you have button to cross. You have hiding options. Everything out there. Also, since I put down text email input message, so this will have a @ sign on the keyboard itself over here only. You need not to go over here and search for @ symbol and come back. So these are the things I like a lot more about
Like
text input
that
field.
is the reason we need to know about different types of components in this.
Yeah, that is something for that you can use ACL. It's there on Play Store basically. I want someone in the chat from IT Lab just put down the link from for ACL, the download link. Thank you. Let's just move. So now we are not yet registered. So let's just I don't know why this is like this. Okay, let me check. I guess I did some thing wrong over there. Let me just fix it real quick.
Okay, I couldn't see what happened.
What is the problem? My God. So things like this happen. Let me just put things down once again. I guess that will fix things up. The last name part is, I guess, not working nicely. Let me see why it is that. Yeah, it's fixed. It's fixed. Yeah, there was something problem with the UI. Let it be. I may have messed something up. Let me just relaunch the app real quick. Sorry for the inconvenience, guys. Also, to learn like retrofit or maybe room database or maybe data binding and stuff, you have linked for the tutorial videos in the chat and the description. We have put it down that these are basically the playlists which I use myself to learn from these topics. So you can just refer to them. Also, there are some topics, Jetpack, Fragment Navigation, which you can search out on YouTube and get it easily. Yeah, the app is reloading. Let's just do it a bit quick. I'll open a locker too just to check the response. Yeah, we had put down the response thing. Now let me just. My bad. So yeah, the app is up. Let me just register once real quick. So I'll be registering IoT, or maybe let me just capital this, then lab, then the email IoT lab. Let me just do dot get at the rate kit.ac.in. Let's just use the kit mail which you already have. Password, I'll just do 12345. Again 12345. So yeah, now let's just register it up. Okay, so there's some error. What is the error? Okay, let me check once. Oh, so
Internet
yeah,
permission.
this is something that will happen. This is something that will happen. I do not put the internet permission.
Like the app needs your internet permissions to access it, right?
The app needs
You have
permission to
to
access internet.
explicitly mention it that the app will be using internet permissions, notifications permissions, and whatever you use.
So yeah, Android manifest comes into picture here. I've not talked about anything. Like, let me just give it a brief. So this contains all the permissions for an app containing different activities and what are the type of activities. Like here, the main activity is the launcher activity. If you have Splash, you'll have to define it over here. Splash would be the launcher activity and stuff. The theme of the app, the icon of the app, the label of the app which comes up uh, on top, the icon of the app. So these are the things. Also, let me rename the label once again from the navigation just to make it a bit more nice in look. So yeah, let me just select this fragment, and this will be just be home instead of being fragment home. Look a bit more nice. Arey, why did I? Okay, login is login. This will be register, and this one will be home. Okay, let me relaunch it quick. Sorry for the delay, guys. That happens. I'm also a developer. Errors is something which I learned from. Just stick with us for a bit more, 10 to 15 minutes. Like we'll try to wrap up a bit quick now. We're almost done. I'll fill up the details. I'll click on the register tab. Think the error won't show up now. So yeah, here it is. And also you can save it. I better not do that. So okay, I'm getting a name as null. Okay, I don't know why it is. We'll figure that out in a bit. Maybe I have made some.
Check the
I guess I.
model.
Yeah, no, no, not the model actually. I have made it somewhere here itself, I guess. The model is fine. I remember I put first name over here.
Okay.
I don't know why it is getting null to me. Okay, the API response is null. Okay, the API is responding as null. I don't know, maybe something with the backend or stuff. I don't know. But yeah, since we registered it out an IoT Labs name, so let me just remove this app because we don't have the logout button implemented right now. So let me just remove this app from the phone and just I'll show you the login also. And when it comes to this, I think this is a problem from the backend. So we'll fix it in a bit. I'll give you the repo link for this tool. You can check it out yourself. Okay, login webinar. Let me just install this. So the app is gone. Let me just reinstall it fast. So yeah, let me just fill in the IoT Lab email over here and the password, which was 12345. Pretty easy password to see. Let me just sign in. Okay, why did the app crash? Okay, there was some problem, I guess. Let me check.
View model has not been initialized.
Okay, guess I have done some problem in this login. Let me just check it real quick. Yeah, I have not initialized the view model in the login. Okay, let me just do that once. I don't know why I forgot that to do, but yeah, it is
So
what
like
it is.
it is a fact that when Flutter was initially launched, the main way of advertising or spreading the word was that it has a feature called hot reload, which is was actually like you don't really need to build the whole project again. You can just hot reload it, and only the changes of the code will apply. That was actually a very powerful tool, but still it couldn't get Flutter the attention the app native has, because it lacks the
Okay, but
support.
I need to.
And cross-platform libraries till now don't actually have the ground control over native apps.
And also the thing is, we say that it takes time to reload, but see, for the first time, it took a lot more time in building up the app, doing things up. But after that, it's been a bit quicker than any time before this.
Credit goes to 16 GB of RAM.
Maybe. No, sorry for the inconvenience, guys. My laptop is a bit slow right now. I don't know what is happening to this. IoT lab, and I'll do this thing 1 2 3 4 5. Let me click on signing. Hope there's no error right now. So this time I got the name IoT. So that was a bit thing, I guess, from the backend that made up a problem. Let's just ignore that. So this is now. Let me show you why I use shared preferences. Since now, if I close this app up and reopen it, it will retain all its properties and all its data, and it will directly go to the home page instead of showing us the login or the register page. See this. This is why I needed shared preference. I could have done this with any database, but loading a database in such a small app in which just I need to do the login is of no use. So I just use shared preferences. You can use SQLite or you can use Room Database, which is an inbuilt database for Android right now. So yeah, just finishing up. We have two more questions for you guys. 2 to 3 more questions. Let's just finish it up a bit quick. Uh, yeah. So we have it over here. The first question. Oh, okay. So this question again
Okay.
comes up.
I hope you were paying attention.
That is why I like to say to all my friends, just pay attention to whenever teacher or maybe anyone is teaching you. I don't know what people think about teachers, but yeah, if someone from my friends is teaching you, just pay attention to what they say. There might be a question coming up next second. So yeah, it is. What is the use of Android manifest? .xml.
Let me
Just
see the chat.
just put down your answers in the chat. We'll be waiting for it. So the question number 21 is here. The navigation graph, the use of the navigation graph. Again, this is also a question which I discussed pretty like very
Just
close
a
to the number. But
moment ago.
moments, yeah. So yeah, this will be an easy one too. Coming up to the next one and the last one, a very basic question from Kotlin. The guys who know Kotlin a bit, they'll easily tell which one is the right, which one is the wrong. among these. You need to tell what are the options that is wrong. We have options put down. We have everything up here. So yeah, let's just do it. I definitely want to see the answers for this one. So yeah, with this we are done. This was the last question for the day. Hope you guys get a lot of swags. We'll send you the virtual swags on your email right after this event. And once the college opens up, most probably in January, as we all expect, you'll get your swags in physical once we are there. So yeah, let me just pop up the screen. The meet on the screen. Araman.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'd like to bring more sessions like this from our side, and we love to help you guys learn something new. Hope you have learned something new from this session. Nariman, would like to say anything before we end up?
I guess we have already taken a lot of your time. So if you guys want to say anything, I guess you can write in chat.
We'll answer them in chat itself. Like we'll be ending the stream after this. We'll answer everything there in the chat after this. Okay. So thank you guys. We'll be ending it over here. Hope to see you again in the next session.